you begin to read the book of Daniel chapter 11 from verse 32. Say, they that deal corruptly shall inherit flatteries. Then he now said, but as for they that know their God, that is my context tonight. As for they that know their God, say they shall be strong and do exploits. I want to open you up to an advantage that have been kept hidden before the world began. Daniel was able to see by God, and he began to tell us that an age and a time will come when the knowledge of God, they that know their God, will have an advantage over the system of this age. That the strength upon which exploits will be achieved in these last days will be at the platform of them that know their God. Now, knowledge, when you begin to understand and begin to walk the path of knowing God, you now understand that as you walk that path, there is a gate you must apprehend. In knowing God, you will encounter the place of the love of God. The love of God is a gate. I was dealing with it last week. Let me open you more deeper into what I mean tonight. The love of God is a gate that we walk in as we begin to walk the path of the knowledge of God. When you begin to understand the love of God, the first thing it does is to bring you under government. Then you will now understand that your heart was designed to be an altar only where the sound and the signals of God can be expressed. But when you walk that path, you will now find out that God designed man to be a being that will express his love. So the extent of your love for God becomes the boundary upon which the Spirit of God supplies strength to you in the days of persecution. The difference between you and compromise is love. The line between you and compromise, the only reason why you will not compromise in the day of persecution is because you have understood the love of God. Apostle Paul was speaking to us in Ephesians chapter 3. He said that you might know the love of God that surpasses all knowledge, all understanding, that you might be filled with the fullness of God. The fullness of God is our advantage to escape persecution. But for us to enter into the fullness, then we must understand the fellowship of his love. The fellowship of his love. Tonight we have only one prayer. Say that Christ might dwell in your heart by faith. But the only way faith can stay in your heart is that you be rooted and grounded in love. Ephesians chapter 3 verse 17. Tonight we are going to pray, Lord, deepen my love for you. Lord, deepen my love for you. When you read 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 19, he said, did you not know of whom that a man is overcome by? Whatever overcomes a man is the same thing that brings a man into bondage. In the days of persecution, why persecution will not have power over you is because the love of God has already overcome your heart. The reason why persecution, the reason why you will not compromise is because the love of God has overcome you. Whatsoever overcomes a man, the same thing brings a man into bondage. If you compromise, it's because you loved compromise beyond the love of God. The love of God in your heart was weak. Tonight we are going to pray. factor is love. It's love. Jesus looking at Peter in John chapter 21. His last words to Peter after he gave them food to eat, he called him and said, Peter, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these things? In this kingdom, the power to overcome is rooted in your love for God. Nobody received extra strength. All that men had was love. So even in the midst of the circumstance, their love was the strength that came for them to overcome. Their love for God. Power in this kingdom is a function of love. Lovest thou me more than these things? That is the question God is asking you tonight. Lovest thou me more than these things? Do you love me more than the job? Do you love me more? Are you following me because of what I have to give to you? Lovest thou me more than my provisions? Lovest thou me more than the supply? Lovest thou me that because I answered you, that is why you are following me? What if I don't answer you? Will you still love me? Will you still love me? Will you still partake of that suffering? Will you still love me? Lovest thou me more than the things that I do for you? That is the question tonight.